Hi guys, how you doing out there? Hope you're doing wonderful wherever you are. Welcome to Ophiuchus and me. Here I do daily reads, and today is Saturday, September 3rd, 2022. Last Saturday, guys, because I recognize the Sabbath, and I recognize the Sabbath being on the Saturday. So last time I did a reading, and then I topped it off with these different type of tarot cards that have something to do with biblical meanings and so on and so forth, and their way of looking at each card in a more Hebraic way of life and so on and so forth, right? So not too sure how you guys rock, but I love God, and I appreciate life, and I appreciate the things that I go and I learn and so on and so forth. So today I'm going to have a different twist to it as well. So I appreciate you for being here with me. To everyone that has already subscribed, like, comment, I appreciate you all if you're here today. And yeah, I am going to do it a little different. I'm still going to get like an oracle, and actually I'm going to use these oracles because they have angels on them. So let's get one, and then I'm going to go into that tarot deck that I used last when I did the reading last Saturday, and I'm going to actually just use those. I'm not going to go too deep into it like I always do. I'm just going to get 3 cards and see what they mean, and then if I feel compelled to like pull a regular deck or something like that on top of it, then maybe I will. But other than that, I'll probably try to keep it real short, real simple, and yeah. So maybe some of you guys are really deep into wanting to understand who God is and what that means to you, and you know, different religions and how they all are different and how they intertwine, where they're alike, and so on and so forth. So, okay. Me, myself, I believe that I am one of the scattered children of Israel. And they call those Israelites. So, this one, it says raise your vibration. And that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to raise your vibration. Have you understand that that light that you're searching for comes from above. It's within, you know, but it comes from above, and you gotta like give thanks, praise, and honor for that heavenly feel that you know that you feel, you know. So raise your vibration. Let me look that up now for you and read what that says, not just my own analyzation here. My nails are like super crappy. I'm gonna do them in a minute, but however, it says your message: it's time to move up a level. It's time to fly high. You may have experienced some setbacks or felt low recently, but that is behind you now, and you have the opportunity to light up like never before. Everything in the entire universe is compromised. Everything in the universe is compromised. I don't know why I said that, because we're compromised, but however the case, it does not say that. It says everything in the entire universe is comprised of energy, and that energy vibrates, drawing toward its similar energy. So raising your vibration means aligning yourself with situations, people, places, and choices that you know will lift you up, support you, and help you grow. When this card appears, you have overcome the darkness and are moving into a time of opportunity. Like a phoenix rising from the ashes, you can be reborn. Know that angels are acknowledging your commitment to growth. You are filled with inspiration now and attracting only the good. Yeah, it says here, extended message. There's a sense of achievement around you at this time. You may be receiving documentation, certification, or a reward of some description to acknowledge your growth or experience. This is a time to cherish, a time to enjoy the reward of your commitment to living with integrity and doing good. You may overcome many challenges and you have overcome many challenges and risen above adversity, judgment, and possibly even abuse. You are ascending spiritually and personally at this time, and the universe is supporting you. This is the pathway of light, the pathway of your soul's evolution, ascension. Exactly. So like I said, I'm going to take it to another level. It's up to you if you stay or not, you know. That's all good. I am nothing but love and light, and I appreciate God, like I said, first and foremost. And I've been searching for the truth my whole life. And so, you know, like tarot, some say, you know, it's forbidden and you shouldn't tap into it and so on and so forth. I don't know. I agree to disagree in a sense, because there's good and there's bad in everything. And if you're trying to bring light into any type of situation, I don't believe there's anything wrong with it. Also, I think that gifts come from God, you know. So are you going to abuse them, or are you going to utilize them the right way, right? So however, guys, with that being said, I really do appreciate you for being here, if you're still here. And I will read out the book. Sometimes it's like the meanings are really long, and sometimes, you know, they're hard to kind of follow along because they use Hebrew words and so on and so forth. But, you know, it's kind of just like everything else. Kind of go with the flow, you know, like whatever comes out, you know, take some, leave some, try to grow, try to understand, and, you know, may just be a nugget of something, you know, to take you into the next piece of pathway, or, you know what I'm saying, like the puzzle piece, you know, that you were missing, or however, just a piece of energy that you may have needed for the day, you know. So like I said, today is the Sabbath. I honor the Sabbath. I slept in, I rest, I watched a good video, I read the Bible, I, you know, attended to my animals outside and make sure everything was good. And, you know, I'm fasting. I haven't eaten yet because that's my way of staying close and connected. And when it's time to eat, I'll eat. And yeah, but I wanted to do this video while I was in good spirits, and while I had that drive to come out and be that light in a different way as well. So guys, I hope you're doing well wherever you are. If I haven't said that, I'm quite sure I have, though. And if you honor the Sabbath today on this Saturday, Shabbat Shalom to you. And yeah, if you don't, that's fine. That's how you get down. I'm not discriminating on anyone at all here, you know. I'm just here, you know, in this life, doing my part. And I think that we all should try to search and strive to understand and try to figure out what our part really means. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you good at? What drives you? Where is your passion? Where does your passion lie? You know, how can you help the universe raise their vibration? You know, and just you focusing on raising your vibration, you're helping the universe, you know. So, you know, it's a lot that, you know, goes into everyday living here, you know. So however the case, what do we have at the bottom? I have this tetragrammaton, and basically it's like all these different levels. You see the cross in the middle, but at the top is the Kether, and so at the bottom is the foundation. And so all these different levels that you have to go to get to the chunk of it all, where it all comes from, you know. And I think this is 4 of Pentacles, and I'm not going to go into trying to break that part down. Well, what does it mean in regular tarot? Regular tarot, 4 of Pentacles means holding on to stability, you know, holding on to what you have, you know, not letting any of that go. So we have here the Chariot, and then I have, I think this is the Knight of, I'm not too sure, I have to look it up. But you know what, I want one card at a time. I'm not going to do it like that. So, yeah, what's coming, what's to come, you know, they say, the Bible says the return of Christ, he's coming, you know. What are you doing to get yourself right, getting yourself prepared for that return, however that return may be or look, you know. You know, we get judged every day with the things that we do, you know. He watches us every single day, you know, and I'm not saying that you get judged, you know, like harshly every single day. No, if you do something that's not right, though, you know, it does come rectification in the world. So the world is his. The world is always being tempted by the devil. And here is it looks like 7 of Wands. 7 of Wands is in regular tarot, hardworking. You know, are we working hard to really understand the glory that, you know, he has for us? You know, are we working hard to try to get to know him better? Are we working hard on ourselves, you know, to be better versions of ourselves? You know, there's a lot of work to be done every day. And I try my best to exert this energy. So here, I think this, I'm going to look it up. I think this is the 10 of, it says 10 of, it's wands behind it, but then it's like this earth sign. So I'm not too sure. Maybe it's the 10 of wands, and that's putting down burdens, putting down things that weigh you down. Like I said, this world is compromised. And then this looks like it's the King of Swords. It looks like, but I can't tell. I have to really kind of look it up. And you know, the King of Swords is like, you know, the sword of truth. Like, God is the truth, you know. So like putting your burdens down and finding him. And then here I have path of salvation. So like I said, you know, you have like that on that tetragrammaton or whatever, you have these seraphists. I think that's what they're called. I can't pronounce it right off the top, but these sections and components, like areas of, you know, growth, I guess you could say, okay, to get to God, you know. So however the case, I'm going to stop there, and at the bottom it says foundation. So we have to have a solid foundation before we could do anything, you know. So I'm going to jump to this card here first and try to find it. The book is a little bit different than just a normal regular tarot, you know, booklet. I gotta kind of read and go through things, and I haven't really had the time to really read this book the way that I really would like to. But that's okay. I'll get to it one day. And no, this is not the King of Swords. So I don't know what that is. The King of something. I'll figure it out. Maybe it's the King of Cups. Let me see ahead of time, so I'm not struggling and trying to figure that part out. That's not the King of Cups either. That's the only thing about this book. But anyway, let me try to find the 10 of Wands, so I can start to read from that. Okay, so here I have the 10 of Wands card. Okay. And, okay, it says, the Sephira of Malkuth, which means kingdom, represents the physical world and the universe. It is the manifestation of the will of God and is the only Sephirith in the world of action. Within the world, humans are given free will and they must discern between good and evil. Deuteronomy 30:19. And I'm sorry. They must discern between good and evil. Deuteronomy 30:19, on an almost daily basis, with the intent being that they will learn to become like God. By understanding the difference between good and evil, Genesis 3:22, people are given ample opportunities to demonstrate empathy and love for their fellow man. and to come to the aid of those in need. Matthew 25:44. People are evaluated on the basis of how they use the talents they are given. Matthew 25:14 through 30. And everyone will be judged according to their own deeds. Psalm 33:15, 1 Peter 1:17, and Revelations 20 and 12. Okay, so it kind of goes on about some different things here. Like I said, you know, we also have to use our discernment on what is and what isn't. I understand that this is still tarot. You know, I understand that things were changed in the Bible. Things will be changed in written form everywhere that you go. It's up to you to do your research, your learning, and your discerning. You see what I'm saying? So I can continue to read through this, and I may not even agree with half of it, you know, but that first part of it, I definitely do agree with it. You know, like I was saying, we have this light, this energy that comes from above, that comes down to you, and it's like, okay, what are you going to do with this now? So it's up to you to exert your love and your power all around, wherever you can, you know, because God is watching, you know, you and your actions, right? So it says here, I'll go ahead and I'll read just for the sake of it, so you can kind of see what I'm saying. So it says here, the name of God associated with Malkuth is Adonai Ha-Aretz, okay, which means Lord of the earth. God being the Lord of the earth and everything in it, as well as the purity of his seekers, is expressed at the beginning of Psalms 24, verses 1 through 6. The word Adonai is used during prayer in place of the proper name of God. Okay, and then in parentheses it says the Tetragrammaton. So I think that's why HWH, you know, but however the case, let's keep going. When speaking about God in other contexts, the word Hashem is used in place of the Tetragrammaton. Ha and Shem, that's two of the brothers, Ham and Shem. And you get the Hamites and the Shemites, or you break it down to Shem, it breaks all the way down to Israelites. But however the case, that's, like I said, that's learning and stuff that you have to go and do yourself if you're that curious. And it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of patience. It takes a lot of different resources. So, here we go. It says, the element associated with Malkuth is earth, which is also what Adam was created from. Genesis 2:7. The color associated with Malkuth is citrine. Citrine is like an orange color, okay? But however, let's continue. Which can range in color from yellow to gold to reddish brown, and refers to the red earth Adam was formed out of, or the alchemist's quest for gold, which in the Rider-Waite deck is represented by a dry stream of the river Pison that leads back to the Garden of Eden. So however the case, oh, and then I said earth. Well, yeah, he talks about where God got the soil from, and how he made man. He made man from the soil of the earth. Okay. And however the case, you look at soil, you know what soil looks like. So it is what it is. I'm not here to point out X, Y, and Z. All I'm saying is God is very powerful, and he wants us to walk in that light as much as possible, to get to the kingdom, Malkuth. Okay, so next we have this here king. Now, which king is it? It may be the King of Wands, because it wasn't the other two. So this part is fun because it doesn't just, it breaks down and then it goes to path numbers, like which are the arcanas in this particular deck. And then I don't know if it goes back to where I left off. Yeah, it does. So if it's not the King of Wands, it's not the King of Cups, it must be the King of Pentacles. Because it has a large K on it. So okay, what am I left with? I'm left with Pentacles. And where are the Pentacles in this book? That is the next question. So bear with me, guys. This is more like a lesson than a tarot reading today. And you know, I understand if I don't get that many views and, you know, likes or however, it's all good. You know, whoever feels compelled or feels like they want to listen, they'll listen. You know, I'm not here to. Yeah, it's the King of Pentacles. So this beast looking thing, it has shaking of, man, has shaking of hands down here, has like a honey pot with a money sign on it. There's a needle going through the leg and demons coming out the side, a master key, donkeys. Like, it has all kind of stuff going on. Grapes. It has all kind of stuff going on this, and it's very short, the understanding of that they have broken down here. So I'm going to read. So it says here, King of Pentacles. In this description, the King of Pentacle card is titled Marks chapter 7 through 12 and shows events from those chapters. Oh, so it must be a lot of breakdown in those chapters, that kind of where they got this image from. So it says in the 7th chapter of the Gospel of Mark, Yeshua, which is also a name that some refer to or know as Jesus. You know, me personally, I say Yahushai. But Yeshua, yeah, they're all like names. No, like no one really knows for certain, and you know, like which one it is. But you know, we're all here trying to learn and understand. At the end of the day, you know, He knows your heart. He knows what you're trying to do and accomplish. So it says Yeshua heals a deaf and mute man and a Greek woman's daughter, after she stated that even the dogs under the table receive the master's leftover. In the 8th chapter, Yeshua feeds the 4,000 loaves, heals a blind man, his eye, and teaches the way of the cross, the key to the kingdom. Chapter 9 includes the Transfiguration, in parentheses, symbol by the sun, and the disciples discuss another exorcist casting out demons in the name of Yeshua, and tells the disciples that those who are not against them are for them. Mark 9:40. In chapter 10, Yeshua states that it is harder for a man to enter the kingdom of heaven than it is for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle. Oh, that's what that needle was there for, through the thigh. Like, you know, your way of walking and whatnot, you know, may seem simple, but if you try to live the right way, it's, you know, trying to put a camel through that needle hole. So right. So Yeshua stated that it is harder for a rich man to enter the kingdom of heaven than it is for a camel to pass through that eye of a needle. Chapter 11 includes Yeshua riding into Jerusalem on a mule, and chapter 12 includes the parable of the tenants, the widows offering and paying taxes to Caesar. Chapter 12 also includes the wicked servants who were left in charge of the vineyard, killing the owner of the vineyard's son, which is a parable of the chief's priest killing Yeshua. So there is a whole lot going on in this card, and maybe it's required for me to go and read chapter 12. I mean, read chapter 7 through 12, so I can further get a deeper understanding. I'm not going to do that here. You know, maybe that's for you to go and read, or, you know, maybe it was something, you know, that you heard recently. You're like, I can't remember what chapter that was. I was trying to look up or something. You know, like I said, a small puzzle piece. I don't really know. But there is a lot that goes on in life, and there are a lot of people that are always want to try to bring you down, you know, betray you, and so on and so forth. But it's up to you to stand up and to, you know, show yourself, you know, show God, you know, like that you want this life, you know, and to be able to see the kingdom, see the light, live in the light like forever, you know, not just here in this lifetime, you know, but when he does return and make everything glorious and whatever, however, like show yourself to be a part of, you know, or wanting to be a part of the glory, you know, that he has before, that he has set ahead of us, I should say. Here, path of salvation. So, like, it takes a lot, you know. So this, I think that's the Page of Pentacle. So the Page of Pentacle in normal tarot is a small amount. So it just takes a very small amount. Oh no, that's not the Page of Pentacle. Oh, maybe it's the Ace of Pentacle. Maybe it's the Ace. Because I do see a A at the top. Yeah, it's the Ace of Pentacles. So this one is not that long, but I'm going to read it, okay, guys? So it says here, the Ace of Pentacles is titled Path of Salvation and depicts the middle pillar of the Kabbalah. Excuse me. The middle pillar represents balance and the most direct path from the world. Okay. At the bottom, kingdom, Malkuth, up to heaven, which is the top, parentheses, Kether. It is also labeled with an Aleph, which is the Hebrew value of 1, or the first letter, like alphabet. Okay, so each of the pip cards in the suit of pentacles will be labeled both with the English letter and the Hebrew letter with the equivalent value. Excuse me, guys. This card shows the basic path of salvation by path working up the middle pillar of the Kabbalah. Those who elect to become the bride begin in Malkuth, down at the bottom, the foundation, the world, right? So, they are first introduced to the concept of the oh my gosh, this is a Latin or Italian word or something. Comunicdo, by mentally contemplating the World Tarot card and by understanding the Shekinah's role in uniting the male and female polarities. The chemical wedding takes place at the Sephira of Yesod, which provides a foundation for the initiate to grow, and initiate to grow. Okay. It just didn't make sense to me. Anyway, foundation for the initiate to grow as a living stone, as pictured on the Chariot card. Anytime I read, sometimes just like I just yawn. So it's not that I'm bored. It's just I just read. Every time I read, I yawn. So excuse me. After engaging in the chemical wedding, the person begins the great work of purifying his or her soul, which is represented by the Temperance card, balancing the opposites and following the river Pishon back to the mountain of God, and wearing a crown, which is at the top up here, Kether of life. Revelations 2:10. As one progresses up the middle pillar, they will be conformed. Romans 8:29. To the image of God's Son, Tephareth. They will be indwelled by the Shekinah and become a part of the secret temple. I'm sorry guys. I'm not going to pause it. Let me go turn that down. It's just a little bit too loud. I don't want to hear that right now. Like, I'm trying to read and I'm like hearing this like funkadelic music in the background. Like, yeah, it's groovy. You want to get up and you shake your groove thing. But, you know, hold on. I'm just trying to read real quick. So, anyway, it says here, the person begins the great work of purifying his or her soul, which is represented by the temperance card, balancing the opposites of, and following the river Pishon back to the mountain of God and earning a crown, which is the Kether, the crown of life. Revelations 2:10. As one progresses up the middle pillar, they will be conformed. Romans 8:29. To the image of God's Son, Tephareth. They will be indwelled by the Shekinah and become a part of the secret temple. 1 Peter 2:5, which is represented by the high priestess card. Finally, at the wedding feast of the Lamb, Matthews 22:2 or Revelations 19:7, they will return to Kether, Revelations 21:10, where they first existed as a concept within God's foreordained plan, Jeremiah 1:5 and Luke 1:15. To reach the Holy of Holies, one must enter the temple through the beautiful Tephareth gate, Acts 3:10. Take the path between the two pillars, 1 Kings 7:21-22, and go beyond the veil, 2 Corinthians 3:16 or 4:3. There is one mediator between God and man, 1 Timothy 2:5, and no one comes to the Father except through him, John 14:6. The bride, Ephesians 5:22-33. Must study the word to be accepted. So that there's a verse that says, study to show thyself approved. And basically that's what I'm saying. You know, like, you're going to hear so many different things throughout your life and throughout your journey, and you have to study, you know, what touches your heart, you know. And if you really believe to have a relationship with God, or Christ or Mashiach, Yeshua, Yahushua, however you name him, and it's not really how you name him. I mean, I guess I say that because everyone has their own thing, you know, but there is a real thing, you know, that kind of gets me with all of this spirituality and whatnot, you know. The name is important, and they have tried to confuse us throughout time, so we don't come together as one, so we don't unite in power and strength and know exactly what to call him. Because trust me, his name was what it was. It never changed. You know, the language has changed, but does that mean that your name changed because, you know, we're speaking a different language? If your name is Miriam, your name is Miriam, you know. That's just that. So that's always been one of my, you know, upsets. Nothing that I can do or change about it, but you know, it is what it is. You know, at the end of the day, you know what you're trying to figure out, and you know what you're trying to study. So hold tight and keep studying, keep trying to figure out the truths. So it says, so the bride must study the word to be accepted, 2 Timothy 2:15. She must build a solid foundation, Luke 6:47-48, and Hebrews 11:10, and be born again through baptism, John 3:3, Mark 16:16. Through Christ, the bride becomes the temple and the dwelling place of the Spirit of God, Acts 7:48-49, and 1 Corinthians 6:19-20, 2 Corinthians 5:5. And is sealed and redeemed, Ephesians 1:3 and 4:30, and through faith receives the crown of life, 2 Timothy 4:8, James 1:12, Revelations 2:10. There is one body, or the high priestess, and one spirit, Yesod, just as also you were called in one hope of your calling, the gospel, or the world card, one Lord, Tephareth, one faith, one baptist, temperance, one God and Father of all, Kether, who is over all and through all and all, Ephesians 4:4. So at the end of it all, it's only one, you know, and it is what it is. Throughout time, things have gotten all misconstrued, but lay down your burdens, lay down the things that bother you, the things that don't suit you well, you know. And it's okay if others don't agree with your journey, don't agree with the things that you've learned, don't agree. And if the world is just seeming to do something completely opposite, and you're like, well, what's going on, and these people over here aren't doing X, Y, and Z, that's part of the illusion. That's part of the program. That's part of the devil's work, just period. So, you know, Yahushua, Yeshua, Hamashiach, however, Christ, some may still call him Jesus. However, there were like 3 Jesuses in the Bible. You know, are we sure that that was his name? I don't want to get into that. But like I said, you study, you know. I could be wrong. Don't listen to me. You see what I'm saying? So it's about how you study and what comes into you and your heart when you study, you know. So and then finding others that kind of believe that as well. So let me just take these. Let me just take these and kind of round it off and see what we get in terms of letting go of your burdens and coming to understanding that you have to do this work to get to the next level of whatever it is that you're trying to do. But first and foremost, where is your foundation in anything that you try to do? You know, you say you love God, God is your foundation. Well, how much do you know? You know, how much information has been held from you? You know, how it can go on and on and on and on. You know, I'm not going to stop doing my tarot, and I'm not going to stop trying to also on the Sabbath push out energy of, because at the end of the day, we're all here. God made us all, regardless of who you are, what culture, what nationality, where you come from, where you stemmed from, you know, Jew or Gentile, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. You know, what have you done here? You know, where is your heart? Where are you trying to go? What are you trying to do? And who is it for? So that's what I'm about. Thank you for being here with me on Ophiuchus and Me. Appreciate it. I went all in today. Mother of Fire. Yeah. And that is Wands. You know, Queen of Wands, you know, and you're about action. You know, there's a lot of fire within. So where is that fire coming from? It's a burning fire. You know, it's light still at the end of the day. You know, we think, oh, fire, you know, oh, devil, you know, no. So we have Son of Air. So that is the Page of Swords. So maybe you feel like you don't know what to say. Maybe you feel that no one will understand you. And then you have here the Page of Pentacle. So like I said, start small. Start very small with where you're going. And then here, what is this card? 10, 15, 16. The Tower in reverse. Yeah, start small and you will never have any troubles. You may not know what to say right now. You may not know how to guide anyone right now or anything like that. But start small. Start gathering your fruits and your vegetables. And I mean, hey, you may really want to start doing that. You may really want to plant. You may, but what I mean by that is taking information. Start putting your goods in a basket, you know, and so you could get to the top and never have to worry, never have tower moment in your life. And at the bottom, I have the star. Star of Bethlehem. You know, he's always here, you know, shining that light, wanting you to be that star that you are. So come back and rock with me anytime. I really do appreciate you if you're still here. I hope you got something out of it, and I'll be back tomorrow, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. Take care. Bye bye.